Welcome to Proper Talk. I'm your host, Paris Porter, and with me is
Nate the Truth.
This is Proper Talk. Yeah. Welcome back to Proper Talk. And Nate, let's jump right into it. Today's hot topics.
All right.
NFL. Are you ready for some football?
Man, it is time. We've been waiting for this, right? Gridiron action. So right into it, the NFL training camp season. We want to get into and talk about RG3 and his position right now with the Browns. P, do you feel as though he has the job already over McCown? Like, do you think that maybe we have to test the waters and see him in preseason?
Well, I believe that he's going to win a job. You got to remember, Hugh Jackson, who is now the Cleveland Browns head coach, he's one of the most respected quarterback coaches in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
He basically handpicked RG3 to come and be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. The Browns had an opportunity to draft a quarterback in this year's draft. They didn't elect to do so. They're going to go with RG3, I believe, unless he falls completely on his face in the preseason. So I don't foresee that.
Okay.
I do believe this is a make or break season for RG3.
That's correct.
He has to get it done.
Right.
Now, with that being said, I'm not so sure that he's in the best position to succeed. I mean, we're talking about the Browns organization that has fired 4 coaches within the last 6 seasons.
That's correct.
So the stability isn't there. You're talking about the best receiver, Josh Gordon, who can't stay on the field because of failed drug tests. We're talking about an organization that drafted Johnny Manziel. So it's kind of in disarray. Can Hugh Jackson bring some stability to this organization? Can RG3 bring in some stability? Can we see the flashes of RG3? Remember, he played well under Mike Shanahan.
That's true.
Shanahan. His first year was a small sample size, but it's going to be interesting to see RG3's role in the offense here in Cleveland. They're going to roll him out. He's going to play primarily in the pocket. It's going to be interesting. It's make or break, definitely.
Okay, and you think he may do well in the pocket?
We got to see. We going to see. You know what Drake said?
Right. But it's exciting, NFL, we back. So next I want to talk about is the Raiders. So as we know, they had 13 non-winning seasons.
Oh, yeah.
We know this, but in the previous season, we seen a maybe gel, maybe breaking the mold, maybe heading into a winning season. What do you see right now with the Raiders and them coming?
Well, it's a lot of excitement, obviously, surrounding the Oakland Raiders.
Right.
Because of, obviously, the young crop they got with Derek Carr, Cooper, who had a tremendous season. His first season in the NFL, his rookie season.
Yes.
Played well. We know Khalil Mack coming on that pass rush. So I do believe that the Oakland Raiders can take that next step.
Okay.
And possibly make the playoffs. If we think about some of the offseason additions with Sean Smith on the defensive side of the ball, Bruce Irvin, I think Reggie Nelson, who's going to be basically replacing retired Woodson.
Right.
Charles Woodson, one of the greats.
Yes.
For sure, Hall of Famer, has retired. So I do see the Oakland Raiders defense being able to be formidable, if not being able to, jump up into the top 10 in the NFL. We know on the offensive side of the ball with Michael Crabtree. Cooper. They combined it for.
You know what? Right.
They combined it for 1,900 yards receiving last year.
Right.
15 touchdowns.
Y'all better do something for my fantasy, draft coming up. All right.
So you getting ready to draft one of them cats. Well, Amari Cooper and Crabtree had a phenomenal year on the outside, giving Derek Carr weapons. Now, ultimately, it's going to come down to Carr, who had a tremendous sophomore season.
Yes, he did. Yes.
He threw almost 4,000 yards through the air. Oh, man. So we're going to have to see how it worked out.
So,
there's a lot of excitement in Oakland.
It's back. It's back. So, speaking of, and since they are part of the same draft class, now, since the Vikings had, a good run last year, NFC North, right, champs. So, how do you think between Teddy Bridgewater and Derek Carr in terms of their performance? Like, what do you think out of these two quarterbacks?
Well, it's a great comparison. Not only because they're from the same draft class, but they're both on teams that are expected to make a playoff run.
Okay.
In position to make. We know the Vikings won the NFC North last year.
Right.
We know the defense is tremendously stout in Minnesota.
Yes.
So it's going to come down to quarterback play.
Yes.
Bridgewater did not prosper to the level that some would have thought. During the sophomore season, to the level that Derek Carr did. We know Bridgewater threw for 14 touchdowns, 9 interceptions.
Yes.
Around 3,200 yards passes through the air.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't exactly what the fans expected, organization expected. So it's going to be a lot of pressure applied to Bridgewater to help the Vikings take that next step. We know the Vikings had the Seattle Seahawks dead to right, man. They had them beat if they can make the field goal, man. So, but
laces out. yeah.
So, but it's ultimately it's going to come down to Bridgewater's performance, I believe. Yeah. To help get the team over the top. Now, one thing we must know with Bridgewater is the Vikings got to get him some protection. He was sacked for a league high 6. So he tied with Matthew Stafford being sacked 6 most times in NFL.
That's true.
So
you know what's funny about the Midwest though? If you look at the Packers, if you look at the Bears, you look at the Vikings, even Detroit. It's like we killing them defense, but can't protect the quarterback when it comes to offense. What's up with the Midwest?
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know, it's kind of strange.
Now you right about that.
But it got to be a exciting season for Teddy. Teddy should turn around because hey, we got the new park. We got the new not park but stadium.
Absolutely.
U.S. Bank. You know. So I mean.
And one thing about Teddy is he needs more opportunity through the air.
Right.
So although he tied with Stafford for being sacked 6 most times in the NFL, Stafford still threw for 32 touchdowns versus 13 interceptions. To Teddy's 14 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Stafford also threw 1,000 more yards in the air.
That's true. Maybe, yeah.
So he has to get his production up there.
Right.
On another level.
Right.
Now he needs to get protection. Phil Lawes retired, so that may impact Teddy negatively.
Okay.
Because we've seen him get knocked around, particularly the game in Denver. He got absolutely brutalized last season.
That's true.
But it's going to be interesting to see how it transpires.
We'll see. So we want to get into now with the Cubs. I want to go into the MLB baseball. So the question is, with Chapman now being picked up, will this solidify the Cubs' run for the October?
Well, the Cubs have definitely shored up that bullpen, and it's going to give them the opportunity to shorten games. We know that.
Right.
Now you can move Hector Rondor to the 8th inning, Pedro Strop to the 7th inning.
Yes.
So effectively, you don't have to tax the starters, particularly during this late stretch of the season. I thought last year during the postseason, the Cubs players ran out of gas, particularly some of the starting pitching.
Yes.
So I absolutely believe that this may fit well. Remember, they also picked up the lefty Mike Montgomery. So they're more versatile in that bullpen late in games. The starters have taken a step back from the first half of the season, particularly Jake Arrieta. He's come down from superhuman type of level.
Yes.
But we know Hamill's still pitching well. Lackey's still very reliable. John Lesnar and Jake Arrieta, they got to pitch at ace status. Now, I do believe they're going to regain their form, but as a whole, I'm looking at the National League playoff race, and it's definitely heating up.
It is.
When you look out west, you got the Giants and the Dodgers neck to neck. Every other day, they trade the lead for first place.
That's correct. Yes.
So it's exciting. And the wild card race is definitely going to be extraordinary with the Cardinals, the Pirates, the Marlins, the Mets. Let's not forget about the Mets, who was in the World Series last year.
Right, that's true.
So it's gonna come down to some heated races, but I believe it's gonna be exciting to the MLB season.
All right. Now speaking of, I want to talk about a team that's at 500 and kind of fall right below 500. I want to talk about the White Sox. Now,
Chicago bias.
Yeah. So since we talked about the Cubs just quite recently, of course they had their battle, North Side versus South Side. So the question is this. So Chris Sales, as we know, he had a problem with the jersey. He claimed that he couldn't play well in it, so he decided not to only damage his jersey, but he ripped up his teammate's jersey.
Yeah.
Now they came out and said that this no way affects the status of Chris Sales, but we have heard recently that they may be in the talks with Boston Red Sox. Is this true?
Well,
or the rumors?
Ultimately, they're gonna tote the company line that hey, it's not gonna change anything. We can hand up his suspension, and he'll have a chance to come and redeem himself. But the White Sox, it doesn't look like they're going anywhere this year. We know that they have a really good farm system. They're building really good players down there. Yeah. So it would make sense for them to look at the Red Sox, who've been known to develop very good major league talent.
Right.
And maybe it's time to move on from Sales if things are fractured internally there. I don't know what the conversation was going on. So hey, it could be some type of merit to those rumors.
Right.
So we'll see what's gonna happen.
See that happen.
Yeah.
All right. So when we come back, guys, we want to talk about retirement, early retirement in the NFL. You know,
players are retiring much faster, much younger. So we're gonna dive into that, and we'll be back in 60.
I'm home, baby. Baby, I'm home. I'm home. I'm home. I'm home. 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 Baby, I'm home.
Welcome back to Proper Talk, and we're now entering the thorough segment.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna thoroughly break down all these players retiring early from the NFL.
Oh yeah.
Under 30 and under.
They
at
are
an astounding rate, Nate.
Right.
What's going on?
So this is the question I have right now is that would this be a new trend going forward with early retirement? And this is what I mean. So I want to take, I would say, Barry Sanders. This is before all this happened. Now, Barry Sanders left the game in his prime at an unprecedented rate. Like, he still had, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 more. He could have ran, you know, we're talking about Barry Sanders. But, P, you have a stat to show now, too, that this new trend going forward, you know, other players are kind of taking the same approach. What do you have
and
on
it's not really a stat, it's just the amount of players that retired over the last 2 seasons.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember when Chris Broman from the San Francisco 49ers retired last year after his rookie year. And by the way, he had a very successful rookie year. I think he recorded 107 tackles.
Okay.
Really,
yeah.
he had a sack or 2. But he was there basically to replace Patrick Willis. They retired the same offseason, you know. And he retired after 1 year. I remember he did the ESPN Outside the Lines interview.
Okay.
And he talked about the health risks.
Yes.
And he didn't believe it was worth it to continue to play. So yes, I do believe players retiring at an early age will continue in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
This is a trend that's here to stay, and it's going to continue.
Now, if it's going to continue, then I want to ask you this question: how would it impact the sport by early retirement? How would it change?
Well, it's in a multitude of ways to
Okay.
answer your question. If you think about the list of players who have retired early, we can think about Calvin Johnson,
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch, Patrick Willis, Anthony Davis, Gerard Mayo, B.J. Raji, who was just doing the shake it in the State Farm.
Right.
He was doing the shake in the State Farm. He you know, these guys are done. Greg Jennings, Percy Harvey. You know, so yes, I do believe it can impact the play. We're talking about on the field. Now we know the NFL is a huge machine.
That's correct.
And guys are gifted.
Yes.
Unlike the NBA, when players come in the NFL, they're more ready to play.
Right.
So, I mean, new stars will be born. The game will continue to go on. But, yes, it will hurt. And even if you think about players retiring early due to health risks,
Right.
because of what we found out about CTE, the players have way more knowledge than prior years.
Right.
So you have to talk about players retiring early, also combined with the fact of guys retiring because of age and tender, and they want to move on with their life, like a Peyton Manning. You still got to stomach losing your Peyton Mannings, your Charles Woodsons, your Kevin Williams. These players who retired this year, the Bergershaw Ferguson. So yeah, you got to also talk about losing some of the OGs who truthfully played.
That's correct.
Along with players who retiring early. So that's gonna create a huge number of players retiring year in and year out.
Right. So you think, given the new information that's out there in medical research, that players are now investing more in their value. Now, and I'm not talking about the value of what they can get paid, but just their quality of life.
Absolutely. And this was the argument that players had prior, who leveraged cases against NFL lawsuits, saying that we didn't have the proper information to make the right decision to decide if we want to play football. Now with the information that's been unveiled, we know it's it's a hazard to your health to play the game, to say the least.
Right.
It's not safe.
Right.
You know, with the head trauma.
Yeah.
So of course, players say now we have more education.
Yes.
Now we're able to make better decisions regarding our future, our life. And hey, you can't argue with the facts.
Right. Now, with that being said, since it be a possible trend that this going forward with players retiring early, what would this do with the NFL reign right now in North America in terms of how they are killing it in sports? So right now, I'm not gonna lie, like the NFL, and I don't know if you see it this way, the NFL is like the new church, right? Sundays, I'm telling you, like 100%. This is when it's football season, you know it, and when it comes, and we're talking about this is a large turnout. So if you see the number of athletes that are, you know, contributing to this sport and giving us that, you know, the good game and good entertainment value, how will this impact the numbers going forward? Will we see a decrease in the NFL?
I believe the reign on top for the NFL is coming to an end. And I will say that. Reason why is because I believe some of the better prospects at a younger age will choose to play other sports.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's going to go hand in hand with players retiring early, at an earlier age. More information will trickle down to the youth. We already seen the NFL start initiative programs like heads up.
Yes.
You know, instead of you know, putting the emphasis on tackling with your arms instead of leading in and diving in with your head.
Right.
But we don't see concussion rates slowing down, even though that's happening. Now, one thing people will say was, you know, prior years, people didn't really talk about concussions. It wasn't as disclosed.
Right.
But, so we see some of the initiatives aren't working. Will the NFL be able to design helmets, design more safety hazards for players? As of now, nothing's happened. So, of course, I believe players will make smarter decisions moving forward and say, hey, hold up. Hold up. You know what? I'm 6'6". Maybe I can play basketball instead of playing being a quarterback. Maybe I can be a pitcher. Maybe I can play another sport. And as a result, I believe that when the athletes migrate to other sports, so will the viewers.
Really? Well, this is my aspect of the point of view. I don't believe that they will lose their spot. I think they will continue to grow. What happens with each sport is that once you come into a situation where you notice there's an issue, you learn to evolve from it. So medicine has evolved from it, and like you said, possibility we may see a change in the helmet, or we may have to watch other sports such as rugby and see what their concussion protocol is, or do they have as many players with concussion injuries or issues, and if not, maybe like you said, it's a technique thing. You know, maybe how you tackle, maybe now how you grab. You know, it's all in that perspective. But also too, check this number out though. Now, and you talk about the NBA possibly, you know, being, you know, one of the top reigning. Now the NBA in their All-Star game, the 2016 All-Star game, they had their best turnout. So 7.6 million viewers had tuned in to see it. As in the Pro Bowl, which everyone says is a boring sport.
Yes.
It's boring to watch. Guess what?
Who watches it?
They turned out with 8 million viewers, and they said that was a drop. So maybe perhaps the NFL.
And I'm not arguing that the NFL is not this giant right now.
But
I'm talking more futuristic.
Right.
And you know, I agree what you're saying to a certain extent. But again, a lot of their initiatives has not worked. You know, as of now. As of now, and only the future will tell. Time will tell. But you know what? I'm gonna put a time frame on it. Within 7 years.
Oh, okay.
NFL will no longer be the #1 sport here in America.
What? So what do you think may take over?
We'll see.
Oh, okay.
NBA, which is more global.
You think the NBA will finally probably achieve its international goal?
I believe that's the key.
Okay.
See, and the NBA was too black. You know, if we just want to be honest.
Right.
So, but them infiltrating more with the international players, that's going to bring more attractive viewership, particularly here in America, but across the world. There's going to be different players. That's going to bring in different viewers. So, absolutely.
Okay, I can see your aspect from it. So, you're saying the NFL, you know, right now, the American football is popular, but not as popular as football, like soccer. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have that international.
But it'll translate, and I believe it'll translate to home. But we'll see.
Okay. Oh, man, that's that's something to look at, guys. Again, tell us what you feel about, the current retiring early players. Also, too, will the NFL remain on top? Do the NBA have a chance to take over with its maybe international? And speaking about international, we talk about the USA basketball team. They could also, too, in each year, not each year, but each Olympic, they could be advertising, hey, they're going overseas, like, hey, look at the talent. And notice that the talent that we do have in the league, notice how they're in different countries.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So, that's an aspect to look at that. But, yeah, guys, hit us up on the comments, like us, let us know what you like, tell us what you'd like to see in future episodes, and when we return, we come back with politics as usual, and we'll be back in 60.
Welcome back to Proper Talk. In this segment of the show, it's politics as usual. They gonna drop some gems on you.
Oh, yeah.
Let them know what you're thinking, Nate.
So we talked about early retirement with NFL players. And maybe that's not a bad thing because now we have players thinking about their quality of life. And that's a good thing. So if you're a player out there and you're looking at your longevity and say, man, what am I going to do after the sport? There's a lot of things you could do. Don't get down about it. You may not have to go through the same grind just to get back and, and keep your job and, go out there and perform every Sunday, Monday, or, Thursday games. Remember, there's other opportunities. You could be a journalist. There's other aspects of the sports that you can get into management. There's a void in there that you can fill, and you could probably be the one to lead the way. Remember, there's tons of opportunities. You built your entire brand. Expand it. Know your entire universe. Because remember, you guys are still young. You're not even hit half of your life yet. You're not 50 yet. You're still young, so there's tons of opportunities. So I think you guys are doing a great job, by doing so. Thinking about your quality.
Yeah, that was good. Well said. But you know what I think? The reason why they retire at an early age, NFL players, they see them fat NBA contracts. So they getting ready to go work on their 3-ball because it's all about threes. Start shoot some threes and go get 60, 70 million. Guaranteed. They can't get cut. And second year of that deal, and the owners ain't got they money guaranteed. Thanks for tuning in with Proper Talk. Please subscribe, leave comments, and tune in with us next week.
Oh yeah,
it's been one.
Oh yeah.